cool, whatever. Like, you are entitled to your preferences. And
sure.
if me doing this kind of work bothers you, then it wasn't going to work out anyways, and that's fine. Like, move on next.
So, Kazumi, the question is, do you believe that a man will take you seriously long-term if you're an OF creator or corn star?
Yeah. Happens all the time.
But do you think it potentially limits your pool to some degree?
No.
You don't think, well, I mean, there's certainly some men out there that wouldn't
those
date you.
people weren't people I would have dated.
Sure, that's fine, but does it limit your pool?
No. I have no problem dating.
No, but that's not the question. Does it?
Like,
do you think there are men out there that would not want to date you?
Yeah, I'm sure there's people that wouldn't want to date me, but I don't.
You wouldn't want to date them.
Yeah,
too.
so it wouldn't matter.
Right.
This woman hasn't hit the wall just yet. She doesn't know what's in store for her. She's convinced herself she's fine with simps and whatever other loser is willing to say they're willing to date her long term. But let's just be patient and wait and see how things turn out.
Yeah, but you said that, I'm trying to remember the first part of what you said in response to this. You said that it shouldn't be an issue for people.
It shouldn't be as big as an issue.
Like, so you...
And I think that just has to do with the general stigma, the stigma that is around Shrek's work. And I think that when it becomes more destigmatized and people can just treat people like people, no matter their career, that will also go down, if that makes sense.
They're going to pretend like they're not bothered by it, but they're totally bothered by it. They may still be in a phase of their life where they're young and not looking for anything serious, long-term, and committed, but it totally does bother them that any man who has any kind of standards, who has any kind of self-respect, who has any kind of spine, would not put up with this and would automatically reject them as a potential partner. They know it is inherently unattractive behavior. And if you want me to treat people like people, then why are you objectifying yourself so regularly? Why should I have respect for a woman who just turns herself into a sexual object for any man to use to his own ends and to his own pleasure? Why is that respectable that a woman does that to herself? I would much rather be and deal with a woman who didn't do that. And that is not stigma or bias, that's just facts.
So although you acknowledge that it is some men's preferences to not want to date a girl who's a sex worker or who does OnlyFans, do you object to that preference?
I don't object to that preference, but I know that a lot of the men who are like, oh, like, I would never date blah, 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 don't say it as a personal preference. They say it as like almost in a shaming way. It's like, wow, how dare you go into that line of work? Like, that is so shameful, like blah, blah, blah. So if it's more so just like, you know, like, I personally just wouldn't want to date somebody who's in that line of work, cool. But the truth is that these men demonize me. These men demonize her. These men demonize women who work in this field.
Yes, because it is inherently shameful. How would I feel if I'm going around to my guy friends talking about how great my girlfriend is, and then suddenly they're responding like, oh yeah, she really is the ride, isn't she? Yeah, I had her. You know what she can do in bed? Oh yeah. That is so embarrassing. That is intolerable. You know, you can't get over the fact that your reputation as a woman is ruined for engaging in this kind of work. It is inherently shameful, whether you want to admit that to yourself or not.
Also everyone's entitled to their own preferences. I personally wouldn't date a cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
I wouldn't date a picky eater.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't date someone who vaped. But that's like a dumb hill I'll die on.
There you go. Yo, John Ruby.
I'm with you on that one, though. I don't...
John Ruby, ask these lovely ladies what their Valentine's Day plans are.
My birthday's on Valentine's Day.
Ooh, okay.
So I'll be in Italy being spoiled.
Okay.
Equating a cigarette smoker and a picky eater to a literal prostitute is quite funny, is really laughable. And there are currently enough wealthy guys out there who are simps that she's insulated from the consequences of her behavior for the time being. See how she's like, oh, I'll be in Italy being spoiled. How long will that last? How long until another young woman comes along and replaces her as the new unbelievable scandalous thought who's willing to act out XYZ unconscionable sexual act, live out XYZ man's fantasy? She's acting like everything is fine right now, but she will get old and be replaced. She just doesn't know it yet.
What about you? Do you have a Valentine's Day plans?
I'm moving to Costa Mesa on the 13th,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll probably be unpacking.
Okay.
Wow, that's a far move.
Yeah. What is John's Valentine's Day plans?
So me and my partner's relationship is also on the 17th. So we actually do like a 3-day celebration, or 14, 15, 16. It's like a 4-day celebration.
Sydney?
Yeah, I think I might just be picking up working or just the gym.
Single life.
Well,
we're doing a show on Valentine's Day.
if I go to the gym and the guys that are there are
Eric.
single, so you know.
Kazumi, can you?
Yeah.
These women want men to check off her boxes and carry her baggage at the same time. Send a freaking asteroid. What are they talking about?
What does that mean?
He's saying that I have baggage.
Hi to Derek.
I'm not trying to.
Oh, there's the asteroid. I thought it was like a metaphorical
Yo,
asteroid.
Alvin, thank you for the 50s. The TTS is broken, but Kazumi is acting as our
I know, they're disappointed
impromptu.
with that update.
You are the impromptu TTS. Okay, so we have, we did that one. Jack P, $20 soup chat. Thank you, man. I'm 30 plus. I spend way too much time on my podcast. 2 days a week. Would you date me? Don't let you forget I'm a high value male. Oh, this guy's just roasting me, I think.
He's
I get
asking
500
you on a
plus
date?
views on my streams. Yeah, he's he's roasting me. Yo, Cheeks, thank you for the $20 soup chat. Brian,
Dude,
you
Beat
better...
Cheeks is back.
Hey, baby.
Brian, you better not give these Renfrews any of my donations. I contribute to your show. Dude, I will literally take it from you somehow. Also, come Zoomy, you seem triggered. Just accept not all men want you sitting on their face. Shout out to the 2 innocent ladies on here. Shout out to you 2 innocent women and the choices you've made.
All right, Kazumi, what you got here?
Sorry. As a man from the 805, you guys got an awesome show. Question for the ladies, since Fresh and Fit / Andrew Tate was brought up, would you go on their show? I already did. Next time I'm home, Harry's, Freebirds, or Cold Spring? Huh?
Yo,
It's on me.
Travis, thank you for the $20 soup chat. 805 for life. Yeah, Freebirds is the shit. I thought Cold Springs burned down, but
You should see my Fresh and Fit.
It burnt
well,
down?
so
The tavern?
I thought so, but maybe not. So
That'd be
2 of the
insane.
girls have on the show have actually been on Fresh and
Yeah.
Fit, Kazumi and yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different experience being on their show because they the dynamic is really weird because if you kind of
be
speak,
nice, you know.
huh?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because if you kind of like argue, because obviously we're talking about like hot button topics, but they made made it really clear that if you kind of like disagree too hard, you will be kicked out and not tagged, which is kind of like, okay, well, I've been here for 3 hours, so
Wait, did you get kicked out?
No, I didn't get
You
kicked
got
out.
Frank Castle.
What's Frank Castle?
That's what they call like when they kick a girl out.
Oh no, I
They
did
Frank
not.
Castle
I
them.
stayed the whole time, and it was interesting because we were able to have discussions, but they did kick another girl out, and I felt sorry for her.
Well, so I don't think they kick a girl out if she disagrees too hard with them. It's if they're being like rude or disrespectful.
Yeah, they
that
kicked her out
them
for like a copious what is it, like when they interrupt you?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's just interrupting a ton.
But yeah, I think she got really
Yeah.
belligerent, and like it was just kind of like
yeah.
an awkward stream. Like it was like she was just like, "Rah, rah," and it was like, okay, like let us like talk a little bit more.
Really,
Say what you will about Kazumi, she is a relatively laid-back person. She seems very open, which is probably part of why she engages in the extreme sexual behavior that she does. And she definitely is not as belligerent as some of the other women that you'll find on these podcasts. Not condoning her behavior, but just explaining it and contrasting it with that of other regular women. There does seem to be something different about her psychology, to say the least.
quick before I do the rest of the super chats, you mentioned that you're a waifu, you like anime.
Yeah.
Can we get an uwu and an ara?
That's
Oh, okay. You can get the XXX version on my website, but okay. Ooh, and you wanted to, and I'm not really good with the ara, but
That is the double-edged sword of these podcasts. Not only do they expose the thinking and behavior of modern women, but they also do attract a ton of simps. And that's why women often come on these podcasts, is because they have an OnlyFans or they have some other sort of flesh peddling that they do. And they know that there are a group, a subset of men who have dating issues who will, of course, cave and buy their OnlyFans or whatever. And if that's you, you need to get help, and you need to stop enabling them right now.
What about you, Kazumi? Can you do either?
What is the ara ara?
It's
Can
like,
you-
ara.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
What about the uwu?
Ooh, woo.
Oh, Jesus
What does it mean? It's
No,
just
it's just like,
face, right?
it's just the face, yeah. Ooh, woo.
What's the ahigao?
The ahegao face is like when you stick out your tongue
Can you
and
do
you
it
cross my
into
no.
this camera?
No.
Kazumi?
My
The
page is
ahega-
$3.
Kazumi.
See it there.
The ahagao.
And here you see the true foul influence of the internet on human sexuality. Some poor lost man asking for these women to do the climax face from Japanese lewd comics on screen for all to see. It is interesting how art has come to influence life.
Is a cum face, so I can't do it naturally. I'm really bad at it. Like I'm really
Okay.
bad at making a fake orgasm face. It looks like I'm
Okay.
having a seizure and myself at the same time.
Wow.
So
good
I'll
times.
save everyone the dignity.
Okay. Yo, Burning Below, $20 soup chat. Thank you, man. Oh, go ahead, Kazumi. You're-
Generally, most men don't care about women's money because men make their own money, and women won't spend their money on their man anyways. Your experience?
The overwhelming majority of men's experience. This woman is out of her mind.
A man's money is both their money, and a woman's money is her money. That's just reality.
Yep.
You're in your own little prison, bro. That is not my problem.
Yeah, this woman is living a very unique, exceptional life, a very abnormal lifestyle, a very extreme lifestyle, and she doesn't care about the consequences of the values that she advocates when they are applied to the average person. This is a very reckless and callous attitude.
The thing is, though, is like women really don't share their resources with men the same way that men share their resources
If
with
we're
women.
gonna
Generalization.
But yeah, we're speaking in generalities here. But that's most men's experience.
But you could just find a girl who doesn't think that way if it's a big deal for you.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. These people are not living in reality. Their values do not bear up to scrutiny. They live in their little unsustainable bubbles, and they refuse to acknowledge that they do so.
I could also find. I mean,
You know what it is? It's like we can pretend like the world is black and white when in reality it's way more nuanced, and it's not that hard.
but the kind of the purpose of the show is to have a generalized discussion about dating dynamics.
I feel like the purpose of the show is also to show you guys a different perspective.
But okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you disagree with the following statement? Generally speaking, most women prefer to date men who are taller than them.
Are we talking? Okay,
Kazumi,
you want
this
me
is
to
like a layup. This is
this-
like
of
so
cour- okay.
obvious.
In your world, yeah.
It's not about in my world.
It is in your world because in my
if
world,
I
I
look
don't
up at
think
the sky-
anyone cares.
Kazumi, what's the color of the sky?
And there you have it, total denial. In your world, women like to date men that are taller than they are. This woman it's just a complete refusal to interact with reality. A complete refusal to accept the average person's experience. A complete refusal to acknowledge patterns in human behavior. You know a liberal in your life who can't fathom why men are turning to the red pill? Show them this video. This is why men are turning to the red pill. Because for some reason, every other group but straight men's lived experience, as the academics call it, is enough to justify this, that, and the other view. But if you're a man and you have a certain experience of the world that's in your world, in your mind, in your own separate reality that is not necessarily reality as it is, your experiences, the knowledge you've attained and accrued throughout the course of your life will just be discounted. Because apparently Kazumi knows best. Saying that women prefer in partners men who are taller than they are, that's just a red pill talking point. That's not a true fact about human behavior. That is totally reflected in human sexual dimorphism. Anytime you're watching one of these videos or engaging with a liberal, just remember that that is the level of mental gymnastics they have to pull in order to keep believing what they believe. Flagrantly arguing from an exception just to fit their ridiculous narrative about the world. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share it, and Red Channels will catch you in the next one.